Alright guys, well I'm back today with another flashlight review, and normally I don't do too many flashlight reviews unless it's something special, different, or unique, or it's just a really high value that fits into that budget-minded or high value category that I like to review on the channel. So today we're going to be looking at the THRUNITE, and I believe this one is the, let's take a look at that model number one more time, it's the TC10 V3. So this is the latest version of this particular light. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about THRUNITE, but I've never tried them. So when they reached out to me and said they wanted to send me a flashlight to try out, after talking with them back and forth, I decided on this one to do an overview right now to show you the features, and I've actually been using it for about 3 or 4 days in and around the cars at night, in the backyard when I'm feeding the dog, things like that. It's been working really good, and then I'm going to mount this to a weapon later on in the future, but I wanted to show you guys this light, how it comes packaged, and give you an overview before I mount it to the AR-15. Comes with a packing slip, and it comes packaged nicely with this foam, so you get the flashlight. You take out this foam, you get an instruction manual, which is really nice. It tells you exactly how to use the flashlight. It also comes with some accessories like a charging cord and a holster. So that is a very nice quality holster. Actually, I haven't taken the holster out and used it yet, but that is really nice. There is the micro USB charging cord, which we'll talk about that in a moment, and a clip. So I'm kind of glad they left the clip off, because this is going to be a weapons mounted light for me eventually. But honestly, I've been loving this as like around the house nightstand light. It's been working really well. So let's talk about all of the features of this particular light and what makes it a high value in my opinion. So one of my favorite things about this flashlight is the modes and all of the settings that it has. It's very easy to operate, and it actually has 6 modes, and the first mode I want to talk about is the Firefly mode. So when you pick up the light, it actually remembers your last setting, and the last setting I had it on was Firefly mode. So you can see that small dot is just barely turning on the emitter to just give this very small light. And that is actually a 0.5 lumens light, and that will last for 49 days. So perfect for like camping or ambient light when you just want to turn this on and have just a small amount of light to get around your campsite, and or like a bug out scenario. So I envision something like this if you want to put it in your car, or you want to be away from extra batteries or spare batteries, but you want to use your light at night to get around. In a bug out scenario, this guy is good for 49 days on this setting. So a very cool mode that this light has. Then what you'll do is you'll click this top clicky, and it will go to the low mode, which is 14 lumens, which will last for 3 days. Now, at this point, unless you cycle through the modes real quick, the minute you click it, it will go back to Firefly mode, which I think is pretty cool. So let's cycle through and say you want it on this setting. So when you turn it on, it's on this setting, but you realize it's too bright. You can click it one time and it will go to the Firefly mode, which is pretty neat. Then you can cycle back up through all of the modes. So that is the low setting, which is 14 lumens for 3 days. Then you can cycle to the medium setting, and that is 180 lumens. So this, in my opinion, is perfect for in and around the yard. The low setting seems to be good for in and around the house, and the medium setting seems to be good for in and around the yard. So 180 lumens for about 9 hours. Now, if you want to stretch it out a little bit further, we can cycle up through the modes to high, which is 440 lumens, and that is good for 3.4 hours. So this mode right here throws a beam 150 yards to my tree line, and I mean completely lights it up. So amazing for a very large yard, or if you just want to stretch it out a distance. And then finally, you have the turbo mode, which is 1050 lumens for 2.2 hours. And I mean, this thing throws a beam. It is very, very impressive. Actually, it is one of the most impressive flashlights I own, even though it is not the largest. It actually, I mean, the emitter is just amazing, and it really throws that beam for a distance. So it does have some technical specs, and it is actually, it throws the beam 330 meters max, and then it's got some intensity and impact resistant up to 1 meter, so you can drop this up to 1 meter and it shouldn't bust or turn off or turn on. And then there's IPX8 waterproof rating, which is 2 meters deep, fully submergible. So that is a really nice feature on this flashlight that a lot of flashlights don't necessarily offer. So you can see when you turn it on, it's on that Firefly mode, but you can, I mean, really smack it around and it is not going to skip on and off like some other cheaper flashlights. Even hitting that back, sorry, hit the emitter right there, but even if you hit the back, it's really protected right there, so you're not gonna knock that tail clicky off. It also has an indicator light that tells you what settings it is, and then it also has a micro USB charging port, so you can plug that in with the provided micro USB and charge the battery. Now if you feel like taking out the battery and just having spares, it is just one of the standard 18650s, but now this one is from THRUNITE. I've seen a lot of very cheap 18650 batteries being sold on Amazon, so I'd probably stick with a name brand battery if you're going to buy a very nice light like this. Now that brings me to my price point. Why am I reviewing this on the channel when there are a ton of other flashlights out there that can do the same thing? First off, a lot of $20 flashlights offer different types of modes, but nowhere near the capabilities of this flashlight. And $200 flashlights offer a lot of these features, but they're $200. This falls right in the middle at about $60. So you get a high quality, waterproof and shock resistant flashlight with the Firefly Mode and the strobe feature, which I don't think I've showed you yet. So once you turn it on, you actually just hold this button down and it goes into strobe. And you click it and it goes back to whatever last setting it was to remember. So you get all of those features on a flashlight for about $60 on Amazon with Prime shipping. So I'll add a link in the description below. So I hope you guys like this flashlight. I really do. And for average use in and around the house, I've been using this to feed the dogs, walk to the car in the morning, just carrying it around with me, and it has been working great. It's been raining. I don't worry about rain getting on it. So it's been a very nice light, and I haven't actually charged it yet. So I've been using it for about 3 days, and it's been going really good. Haven't charged it yet. Still throws a beam like 200 yards to the woods line. But I will update you guys in the future on the performance of this particular light, as well as when I mount it to a rifle. My plans are to mount this to a weapon, but honestly, I may take it off in the future because I love this as my like nightstand light or my in and around the house light. I may have to get a second one for a weapons light, but hope you guys liked the video. And if you have, please check out my other ones and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.